Hello students, as we were discussing about the four one-act plays, the Boor, the Dear Departure, the Bishop's Candlesticks and the Little Man. We have read about three of them, the Boor, the Dear Departure and the Bishop Candlesticks. Now, today we are going to discuss about the Little Man, which is written by John Galsworthy, who was born in 14 August 1867 in 31st January 1933 is the period of Mr. John Galsworthy. He was an English novelist who wrote many famous novels and stories and one-act plays also. The Little Man. Now we will discuss about the one-act play of John Galsworthy, The Little Man. It is a one-act play. As we saw, the last three plays are also of one-act plays. There are three scenes in this play. It is a farcical morality. There is a little man who was half American, half British, and he is not a proper nationality, and he has only one identification, that he was a good man. There are many characters in this act. So we see one by one. The little man who is the protagonist of this play, of this act. And second is the American, and the Englishman, the English woman. These two are the husband wives, and the German, the Dutch boy, the mother and the baby, which have also an important part. The mother have lost her baby, but the little man saved her baby. The waiter and the station official. The waiter waiter know many languages. Knows many languages because he is a waiter, and there are many persons come daily in his hotel. The Englishman, the American, the Dutch, and the German. So he knows every language which customers comes his hotel. And there are station official, the policeman, and the porter. So we can see that there are many characters are there. So look at the play's headlines, or can we say summary of the play. The play is a farcical morality. It is based on the morality in society. All the persons are hypocrite in the society. The Englishman, the American, the Dutch, and the German. They all show the different type of their attitude, but the little man shows his morality. This is the theme of this play. And as we see, the title suggests us that the little man is small in stature, but he is large in heart and deed. You can say that he is a little in size, but very high in his morality. This is the quality of the little man. And the novelist also want to say that the morality is bigger than the physical appearance. The little is forced to carry a baby throughout a journey as the mother has missed the train. He gets a child in the train because his mother was lost, and the little man saved the child and take the child with him and cares the child all around his journey, although he knows the baby is suffering from measles and he can also get the infection, but he continues to hold the baby until the mother arrives. This is the morality of the little man. In this play, we see there are many hypocrite persons, as the Englishman who says that we are very noble, but the nobility is found in the little man, who has not a particular nationality, because his father and mother are from other countries. So we cannot say that he belongs to a particular country, but he gained the qualities of all the four people, all the four other countries, as Dutch, German, Englishman, and the American. He gets the worthiness, or can we say good qualities, from all the other countries, and becomes a good person at all. And this is very important according to the novelist. The Galsworthy said that morality is more important than your physical appearance or your physical height or your physical wealthiness, because the health of mind is more better than the physical health. The American and the other characters maintain a distance from the man because he is a good person, and the society, the hypocrite society doesn't like the innocent persons or the moral persons. They maintain a distance from the men. This shows the narrow-mindedness of the American society and the English and Dutch and the German society. These people say that we are noble, but when the nobility should be example or should be shown, should be seen, should be shown, they take their handbacks. The play is exaggerated portrait of racial qualities. Racial means the related to the many other races as the English, the American, the Indian, the Chinese. These are the racial qualities and exaggerated portrayal. The exaggerated picture is presented in this play. In this play, as in the talkative Americans are said that they talks very much than other country men or women. And the haughty Englishman shows his very attitude, and the attitude showing persons are the Englishmen, which are called the haughty person, because they show their attitude in the hotels, in the buses, as we know that the Englishman threw Mr. Gandhi in from the train in Africa, and he became rebel. He rebel, and we got the independence in India. The Carefree Dutchman. Dutchman's character shows that he was carefree and doesn't care about the manners and doesn't care about what the other persons feel about him. And the stiff German. In Germans, the hardness and the rudeness of the German is also showed in this play. So we can say that the play is an exaggerative play. The playwright has used an exaggerative statements. He uses the original attitude of the person, as the Americans' talkativeness and the haughtiness of Englishmen and the carefreeness of Dutchmen, etc., etc. We can say that the play is a farce, because poets gather all around the many other countries' persons and mingle them in a little play, which is of one act. The play shows the categorical difference between good and evil. This is very important. This play shows there are persons of many qualities, some are of bad and some are of good qualities, and this play shows the categorical difference between good and evil. The little man is good by behavior and other are evil, which is shown in the play. Between selfishness and altruism, and this make the play a moral play. We can say the moral plays show the good and evil part of the human behavior, and Galsworthy calls it a farcical morality, which is very important. When the contrast in behavior. The verbal idealism of the American shows idealism in his only in his speeches. Americans are very ideal in his speaking, but when the time came, they take their hands and don't work according to the moral values. They believes only on the talking, which is the modern society's face also. They are hypocrite by their behavior. This shows that they are very gentlemen and they wear the clothes and the cap just like the gentlemen, but they behave very rudely. As we see in their behavior that they partial, the black and the white people, there is a very big quarrel between them in the past. The exaggerative politics of the Germans, aggressive politics of the Germans are aggressive by the behavior, and they show the aggressive politics in his behavior. It is also one more point for the German. The conservative prudery of the British. British always believe in the traditions and they always behave like conservative people. They shows that they are the only person in all over the world which are the higher qualities, which has the highest qualities, or who has the highest qualities in all over the world. All these are in contrast to the practical humanity of the little man. The little man is very practical because she is a real gentleman. She behaves like a gentleman. She doesn't have high appearance or a physical statue is not very good, but his heart is very wide. He accepts all the poor person or the disabled person to help him, to help them. So we can say that all the three American, German and British characters are has contrast values of the little man. The little man is a practical human person who helps the other person who is in need. In this story, we see that the the little man helps the mother who has lost his child. The little man's nationality. Now we discuss about the nationality of little man. As I have said that he doesn't belong in any special country because there is his father belonged to America and his mother belonged to his German and Dutch. His father half is American, half is English, and the mother being half German and half Dutch. This is a confusing position of the little man's. He does not belong to any nationality. We can say that he mingle all the four form in one man, and he mingle all the morality of these four persons in one person. He is behave like American and English and German and Dutch only one time, because the little man is goals for this idea of a true man. He is the ideal person. He helps each person. He is the real gentleman. As we see that goals worthy, imagine a person who is very good in behavior and just like a gentleman, who doesn't appearance in a very good appearance because he is a very little man in size, but his heart is very wide, and he helps the poor person and he helps the needy person. This is the quality of the little person. Now I want to summarize all the four plays which we have read yesterday and today. The Boor. This is the first play, a joke in one act play. We see the Mrs. Popo, who was mourning on the death of her husband, is a face of the Hippocratic society or a rich society. This is written by Anton Chekhov, who was a Russian author. This is a very interesting story, and we can say a comic story which have a dramatic end in this story. We see Mrs. Popo was mourning for her husband who was dead before 7 months ago. His servant Luca wants to convince her to stop the mourning, but she refuses because she loved her husband very much. She wants to show the love to the society. She said that if her husband was not a good person, but she is good, so she mourns for her husband for 7 months and don't want to stop until now. She said that I wanted to cover into the four walls of my house and doesn't want to meet anyone. Next we see that gist of the play. The Boor derives from the character lack of self-knowledge. There are three major characters in this play: Smirov, Popo and Luca. Mrs. Popo doesn't know what she wants. She behaves as a sad woman because she has lost her husband and does not want to meet anyone of his village or country. Luca wants to convince her or to stop the mourning, but she refuses because she shows the love to the society. She wants to show her love for her husband to the society. The character of Mrs. Popo show the Hippocratic attitude of rich society, and the Russian author Anton Chekhov also is famous to ridicule the rich society. The rich society only shows sympathy, only shows the Hippocratic attitude to the sad persons, and the play shows the false sentiments of rich society. The rich persons maintain a white color dress only for the funeral time, which shows the Hippocratic attitude and the sentimentalism of the rich society. Mrs. Popo, who belonged to a wealthy family and who belonged to a wealthy husband, and there is a great estate which was left by her husband, and so she behaved just like that. She loved her husband very much and she want to show the love to the society. Now the second play is the Dear Departure. The second play, The Dear Departure, is belonged to Stanley Houghton, which was written by him, and he was a British writer. He was born in 22 February 1881 and died in 1913. He lived a short time, but he was nominated in the greatest storyteller all around the world. The Dear Departure also shows the hypocrisy or the hypocritic people in the society. There are three major characters in this play. First is Mr. Abel, who is the oldest person and a widower in the house, and there are two sisters, two daughters of him. First is Amelia and second is Elizabeth. Amelia Salter has a daughter whose name is Victoria. Victoria found that her grandpa stopped breathing and they found that he was dead. And Amelia, who was a greedy daughter, wanted to manage his property. She theft or she take over the bureau, which can be said a table, a special kind of table, take over the table and take over the bureau and make it her own possession. And a clock, a very olden archaic clock, she take it also. Stanley Houghton want to show the hypocritic faces of all the two sisters. Second, who is called Elizabeth, Ben Jordan's wife, and she also shows the greediness of a woman. She said that the father has told her to give the bureau and the watch to her. It shows the father has never said these words, but she manages, and she said that grandpa promises her to give the property. Now we at that time we saw a dramatic turn in the story. Grandpa suddenly awake, or we can say a ghost of grandpa was appear there in between them. They became very furious and they became uneasy to see the old man who was a widower. The old man surprised at when he saw all the persons are gathering in the house. He asked one by one, but they give false statements. At that time, the granddaughter Victoria became very happy because her grandpa returned from the deathbed, and she said that, "Oh grandpa, please don't go next time." Grandfather said, "Oh, I have to live many days more." And she announced that on Monday morning she has done three works. First is he goes to the lawyer to make his will. He wants to make his will for all the persons who belong to him. So he go to the lawyer and manage his will, which was compulsory for an old man. Second, he goes to the insurance office. Just we see that Victoria found that his grandpa has gone somewhere, and he explained one by one that where did he go. He said that first of all he goes to the lawyer's house. Second, he goes to the insurance office to fill his premiere, which was monthly. And thirdly and surprisingly, he announced about his marriage. He said that he had married a woman. Everyone became astonished at this statement because nobody accept this, or nobody imagined this from an old widower person. The play ends openly, and we have to gather knowledge about that what was happened next. All persons became sad because the old man is alive and they cannot take over the property. The old man said that, "What is my bureau is working here in the other room, and my watch is also here." So they became confused and they say many other things and behave like innocent person. Then suddenly the old man said, "Okay, it is good. It is good you take. It is good to you take the bench in another room, because I am going to present my wife to all of you and also want to give you a party or a meal." Now this play ends with a surprising end and shows the hypocritic faces of two sisters, which is first is Amelia and second is Elizabeth. But here are some positive characters are also. First is Victoria. Victoria loves his father very much, grandpa very much. She miss she miss her grandpa and she said that, oh grandpa, I love you very much and never go without inform me. So and so. There are two minor characters in this play, the husbands of the sisters. First is Dane Jordan and second is the Stanley. These husbands are very meek and very obedient to their wife. The two sisters control to their husband also and want to occupy the property of their father also. This shows the hypocrisy of the society in relations. As we see in the Boor, Mrs. Popo's character shows the sentimental mentality of the rich person. Style. In this play, the dear departure, the dialogue is in colloquial language. Now, I want to explain the colloquial language. Colloquial is a word which refers to the day-to-day language. Colloquial is a word which is used for the conversation in a formal behavior. This act shows the artificiality of relations. The dear departure shows the artificiality of relation because the relation of husband-wife and the relation of the daughter and father shows the artificiality in this act. The play has an unexpected turn of event. At last, we see the events. When at last the events conclude, we saw an unexpected turn of events because the old man announced his Owen marries, which is a very dramatic because an old man shows his braveness in this act. Now the third is Bishop's Candlestick, which is written by Norman MacCannell. Look at the name of the writer, Norman MacCannell. This is the Irish name, MacCannell. We see the M and K is capital and the C is small. It is the Irish name style. He is an Irish writer, an actor and a playwright who was born in 1870 and was died in 1932. The Bishop's Candlesticks. Bishop is the main leading character in this play. He has some candlesticks as his property. As we see in the last two plays, the Boor and the Dear Departure, there are the hypocritic people. First is who love only the reputation, second is who love the property, and third, we see there are two characters in this, important characters are in this act, in this play, Bishop's sister and the Bishop. Bishop's sister was very annoyed because people take advantage of her brother without his information or her information. She wants that her brother should not sell his property to help the poor person. While the Bishop is a very good person, she loved or she liked to help the poor person. She manages many ways. She sell his property. She has sold all his property to help the poor persons. She is basically a good person, but his sister doesn't love it. Now we see there is the contrast between the Bishop's and his sister's character. Bishop is a good person by his behavior, while his sister is very selfish in behavior. And the third important character who enter in the house as a thief and want to theft the candlesticks is a convict. Convict also show a contradict to the Bishop's character. Bishop's character is very good and the convict is very rude person who doesn't give the answer of any good works. Bishop want to help the theft, want to help the thief, and he gives him food and manage him for rest. He said that please rest here, you are looking tired. But the convict doesn't want to rest there. She shows his rudity and she never reply in good words to the Bishop's goodness. This is a play who shows a person's goodness, kindness, and the gentle-heartedness. And on another side, there was selfishness of theme in his sister's behavior. And the third, in the behavior of convict, the writer shows the rudity in this play. So we have read all the four plays one by one. Bishop's Candlesticks, the special point of this play, it is a one-act play. The play shows the kindness of Bishop's behavior. While his sister does not like it, because his sister loves the money. She said that why do you waste the money on another person's? They doesn't need the money because we need the money. But Bishop said that we are very prosper people and we can help the poor person. Although he loves to help poor person, but his sister doesn't want it or doesn't love it. The bishop helps a thief also. What a character we can say that he is a great character. And now when we have read all the four plays, we can summarize that the Boor is a play which show the sentimental hypocrisy of the rich society. And the second which is belong to also the same society, and third which belong to the Bishop's Candlesticks, which shows the greed and the selfishness of the society. And fourth play, The Little Man, shows the gentleness of a little man who was a little man by his size but a very kind-hearted person with his large-hearted. He helps every person. He helps in a train a mother who has lost his child, and he manages and he cares the child until the mother will get it. While the child has a dangerous disease, measles, but he doesn't care about it, and he continuously care to the poor child. While other person, the English person, the American and the Dutch and the German knows that the child has a measles disease, they take a distance from the little man. This shows the hypocrisy of the society. While we say that we are all common, we are all the son of or daughter of all the same person or all the same God, why we do the partiality? The little man shows a kind-hearted personality because he doesn't belong to any special nationality. His father is a mix-up of English and American, and his mother is mix-up of Dutch and the German. So we can say that he took all the good qualities of all the four nations' nationality. This shows the charity, this shows the good-heartedness and the gentleness of a character. The Little Man is the most important play in all the four plays because this shows a way to us that we should be a gentle person because society needs it. So now, today we have finished all the four one-act plays which are given in your book. Next day, tomorrow, in next class, we are going to read about Poets Pen's poetry, which is a British and American poetry, and the first of all is All the World is a Stage. This is a very beautiful poem written by William Shakespeare, and it is taken from All the World is a Stage. The name of the poem is All the World is a Stage, or can be said Seven Ages of Man or Seven Stages of Man. Shakespeare had write in these lines in his very famous comedy As You Like It. There is a character Jacques or Jacques, who is a melancholy fellow, shows his behavior or shows his personality through his songs or through his poems. In these poems, he shows the quality of a man who shows in the society. All the men of the world has seven common qualities or seven common stages in this world. They live the 7 ages around the world. All the stages are divided into 7 ages or 7 stages. So, in next class, we will talk about the 7 stages of man, which is written by William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was the greatest dramatist known in English literature of Elizabethan age. The Elizabethan age is called the golden age of literature. Thanks.